Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So the spring has sprung, the weather has changed, it's so beautiful here in London now, and it's time to think about what spring perfume you're gonna be wearing, you're gonna be rocking this spring. I am loving this weather. You can finally open the windows. I've got my new dress on, I've got new jewellery, I feel refreshed and spring cleaned. I'm ready to refresh what perfume I'm wearing to reflect my spring mood. If you're new here guys, then welcome to my channel. It's all about perfumes. I have hundreds of other videos, so do check them out. Perfume notes, perfume ranges, you name it. Leave your requests down below for other perfume videos you want me to do. And of course, if you're a regular here and you haven't subscribed yet, then do hit that subscribe button and show your support. So for a spring perfume, I think you want something uplifting, something quite fresh but very pretty, feminine, like those new flowers that are coming out this time of year. You don't want something overly tropical, because for me that's more a summer perfume, but you don't want something overly heavy. I wouldn't now be going for any sort of incense type perfumes, oriental perfumes, unless you like them of course. For me, this is more time for those fresh floral perfumes. So the first one I wanted to mention is the new one from Kenzo. This is called Poppy Bouquet. It actually doesn't have any poppy fragrance note in here, but when I smelled this, my immediate reaction was this is a perfect spring perfume. Its main note is gardenia, and it has a bit of sort of warm almond in, and it has a really pretty rose scent in there, but it feels very, very like fresh dew on a rose, fresh dew on gardenia. It just feels uplifting and spring-like, and I think it's a really classy smell as well, and it'd be lovely for during the day, for work, very pretty and nice and not overpowering or overwhelming. But a really classy one if you like that like fresh floral scent and you love gardenia. And of course it comes in its normal Kenzo iconic bottle, and yeah, I just think this is a really nice addition to their range, and it's not powdery like the original Kenzo Poppy is. Now you guys know that Jimmy Choo is pretty much my favourite perfume. It's toffee and pear. I think even though of course I'll still be wearing this all year round, when it comes to springtime, Jimmy Choo Floral could be a nice option. So this is an eau de toilette, and it comes in this tall bottle like all the Jimmy Choo eau de toilettes do. This is it has that same warmth as Jimmy Choo originally, because it's got like a nectarine in here, so it's like a fruity warmth, but it also has sweet pea, magnolia, blossom notes. So all those spring blossom smells, those floral, pretty, uplifting, almost watery floral smells, and then that nectarine and that orange, it just makes it like a lovely fruity floral, perfect for springtime. The kind of thing that you could just really drown yourself in and just feel super uplifted and fresh. I do also like the eau de toilette of original Jimmy Choo, so if you want something a little bit more sweeter and less florally, then go for the regular Jimmy Choo eau de toilette. But if you like your fresh florals, then Jimmy Choo Floral's the way forward. So next on my list is Idol from Lancome, their newest released brand new perfume. This is a little bit heavier than the other ones, but it's still a floral. It has a lot of pear in it, it has rose again. The thing that makes this slightly heavier is it has a little bit of vanilla in, but it's definitely not sweet, but it is quite powdery. So if you like powdery perfumes and you're looking for an eau de parfum, so something that's going to last a bit longer than an eau de toilette, but you still want that warm and fresh floral note, then this is a nice compromise. I'd say even though this is floral, it's more towards the warmer floral rather than the watery, fresh aquatic floral. It's going a little bit more powdery warmth, but it's not overly warm, and it's still, I would say, I wouldn't say this was only for springtime. It could definitely be worn in the winter, but it has this upliftingness to it that comes from having the floral notes in and the rose. And you know, rose I don't really associate with winter time, so yeah, if you want something that's going to last quite well, then go for this one. And of course, such an unusual bottle, really convenient for your handbag and stuff. You just throw it in. Continuing on the powder theme, you guys know I always recommend Narciso Rodriguez for her. If you want something a bit brighter, go for the Eau de Toilette. If you want something a bit closer and a little bit more rosy, then go for the Eau de Parfum. But they are both a super, super clean powdery scent, just very, very clean. They're not overly floral at all, they're hardly floral, and there's no other real perfume that's just so clean. They're also really good for lasting and longevity. You can smell this on people hours and hours and hours after they've originally sprayed it, so I do always recommend these. The new one from the Airin range from Estee Lauder, Wild Geranium, is that very, very spring-like floral scent again, with geraniums, peonies, rose, so all these like beautiful light floral scents, and then they've put some lemon like zestiness in that helps uplift it, so it feels like walking through a field sort of in spring as the flowers have just come out, those springtime flowers. And I think that's even what all the branding is like as well, so the branding does definitely smell like what you imagine it to smell like, if that makes sense. It's got orange blossom, narcissus, tuberose, so loads of florals. It's very floral. It's not just the geranium, there's loads of other ones in there as well, but it's definitely a very pretty, innocent spring-like smell. If you like your fruity notes, then I'd go for the new Olivier Bell Intensement. So this has the sweetness of Olivier Bell, but they've really amped up the raspberry in here. So this is perhaps something more for the evening time. You know, it has that fruity freshness in, that raspberry sweet freshness, but it has a bit of sexy vanilla undertones, heliotrope, slight woodiness, but really it's the vanilla and heliotrope that come through after that raspberry. So perhaps more for an evening time, or if you just like wearing a bit more stronger, a bit sweeter ones during the day, then go for this. It is quite similar to the original, it's just a little bit more fruity with the raspberry in, so I prefer it to the original because of that fruitiness. Continuing on the fruity note, the new 2020 Summer Angel, I think it's called Angel Eau Croisière, has loads of fig in, so really warm fruity note there. It still has that signature Angel praline, like sweet, warm, patchouli smell, but it's much lighter than the normal Angel, and this fig makes it have this fun tropical vibe to it, this fruity vibe. So if you find Angel nice but too heavy, then this is a nice fruity summery version. And I always love the Angel Star, but having it with those colours in as well just makes it even cooler, I think. So it's a really nice perfume to just look at and have on your dressing table, and the smell is nice as well. And even though it's an eau de toilette, it still does have good longevity because of that amazing mugler longevity that all their fragrances seem to have. Another one to add to your list for spring would be Dior's Joy Intense. So we have Original Joy, which is very, very light, and I don't tend to recommend it because it's so light I find it doesn't last. The newer version, the Intense version, is better for lasting. They added tonka bean vanilla, they added some more meaty notes to it to make it last, but it is still quite fresh and pretty. It's predominantly jasmine and rose, so those very delicate floral scents, but then in the base, tonka bean and vanilla help it have longevity and something a little bit more interesting and sexy about it. But it is still a daytime perfume. I'd say it's not overly heavy, and it's not hugely great for lasting either, but definitely, you know, pretty nice pink packaging, and yeah, the Intense version, not the original. I'm sure you guys are sick of me talking about Elie Saab's Le Parfum. This beautiful orange blossom perfume is so sparkling and delicate, and I love it. I always recommend it to people if you like those sort of womanly, classy smells. It's just so orange blossom, so white floral. It is an eau de parfum, so it's, if in spring you're looking for something a bit lighter, an eau de toilette, then they do have various different versions of this. The rose version's really lovely, and I'm sure they will bring out a summer version soon. They usually call them resort collections. They're usually a bit fruity and nice as well, but of course the original is amazing. So check out the eau de toilettes. I'll leave all these linked, by the the way, guys, you can check them out. But if you don't mind having an eau de parfum, then this is a beautiful orange blossom. A lovely new fragrance that's just come out is Guerlain's Bloom of Rose. I'm not a huge fan of all the other Guerlains because of the lavender in there. I find them a bit old-fashioned smelling, but this new one is a lovely fresh citrus rose. So it feels very, very light. It's an eau de toilette, neroli, citrus, and then that rose, but you really get the citrus vibes in the first sort of 20 minutes. So very, very fresh and uplifting, quite young and innocent smell, very, very pretty smell for spring. So yeah, definitely check this out if you love citrus and rose. If you're looking for an affordable option, something perhaps for your handbag or for work, then the Coach fragrances are usually at quite a good price point, and my favourite from them is Floral Blush. This is just a simple fresh peony with some citrus notes in. Peony, of course, is such a pretty flower. It's my favourite flower, I think. It's very, very light scent, very feminine, very modern, pretty floral, and it almost smells like aquatic to me. It almost smells like water, if that makes sense. This also has some peach in, a little bit of fruitiness, which makes it interesting. And yeah, you get the peach, you get it just smells like, to me, it smells like fun. Perhaps this would also be good in summer as well with that fruitiness. But yeah, just a really nice, cool something that, and you know, something's just a bit fun. And you get this little Coach keyring with it as well, so you know, can't complain. If you do like rose perfumes, then of course the new Misty Rose and Roses that just came out. Beautiful bottle, beautiful packaging. I recently bought this for my mum, actually, for her birthday, no, for Mother's Day here in the UK. This is a lovely sparkling eau de toilette. It doesn't have great projection or longevity, guys, so don't be expecting something amazing here. But if you don't mind that it's an eau de toilette, then it is a beautiful, pretty smell. I'd also, of course, always recommend the Misty range because they smell so lovely. Even the eau de parfums are not that heavy. I have the eau de toilette, an old version, which is a sort of beautiful, uplifting, feminine, rosy smell. And then Absolutely Blooming, which is a bit heavier with some fruity notes in. Pretty nice perfumes for spring. And then lastly, the perfect perfume for spring according to the Replica range from Maison Margiela. I've just done a video on these. I was trying them all out, and they have one called Springtime in the Park, which is a lovely lily of the valley with lots of pear in. So again, that delicate but warm and fresh watery smell of new flowers in a park. Really nice. They also have Flower Market, which is a bit more heavily floral, but another one that would be nice for the spring. And I have to say, Under the Lemon Tree as well, which if you like your citruses, that's a citrus lemon, but then with a little bit of a woody green undertone. So that's it, guys. So let me know what you'll be wearing for spring. I'm sure you all have lots of favorites that come out at springtime, and let me know if you've tried any of these, what you think. And of course, you'll have other ones to add to the list as well. So that's it, guys. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if it was helpful, interesting, useful, whatever, and do subscribe if you haven't already. But that's it, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye.